Hi, very good evening. This is Paras here, your host. Welcome to Sports Adda. I have got Rushabh with me, our cricket expert. Hi, Rushabh. How are you doing?
All good, Paras. Finally, we got some cricket action yesterday, so really happy with that.
Yes, and luckily the weather today looks very good, looks very favorable for cricket. And the news out from the middle is we will have the match starting at the original time.
Actually, the news coming in just right now is the start of play has been delayed. There's an inspection at 2:50, so
All
it
right.
won't actually start on time. There will be some delay, but the
Okay.
current news is it's not raining there, but
Yeah.
the hovercraft is still on. The covers have not yet off, and the outfield is a bit wet. So final inspection at 2:50, and after that, the decision will be taken on when they will start.
Right. So you're saying that the covers are still on. So do you think the sessions are going to be extended again?
It might, but I don't think so because they have to complete the timings for the date start of the day and the end has been already fixed. So I don't think so. The session will be extended. Also, there are forecasts for rains further in the day as well. So at least if we get the stipulated number of overs in, I think I would be happy with that. I'm not really looking at that extension currently.
Right. So, what happened yesterday was a little on and off. As a batsman, this is a nightmare, wherein which you get to bat for 20 minutes and again you're sent out, called back in after 10 minutes again and put out to bat. And even for the bowler, when the body cools down, to warm up again, do those stretches again and start delivering, it pretty much is a negative for both batting and bowling, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I mean, for the batsman, I would say it's more difficult because you have to get your eye in. You need to
Yeah.
concentrate a lot, especially in these conditions. And you see the factors also which have been affecting. It's not only the rain. Rain is one. Then there's bad light. So something one after the other has been causing problems in the batting perspective where you try to get your eye in. So yeah, in batting it hurts more. In bowling, yes, your body cools down, but you always have that option in the dressing room inside to just do some stretches, ensure that your body is warmed up. You can just do a short sprints here and there once you get on the ground. That helps you get going. But yeah, it affects the rhythm in a way, but it's always easier for the bowler to get back in rhythm than for a batsman.
Right. So, that the partnership that we had been discussing yesterday, which is the most important, is within Kohli and Rahane. Both of them have put up a good show. And, Rahane seems to be in a very fluent form and not bothered at all by the balls that he's got beaten on.
Yes, that is, we say he's the crisis man for this very reason. When the team is, you can say, in a spot of bother, he just stands up, takes the authority, takes it on himself to bail the team out, and he's doing exactly the same
Right.
today as well. I mean, in this game as well, and I expect the same from him today. He's batting really well. He looks a lot more composed. He's taking calculated risk. He's happy to leave the ball. If he thinks that he should go for a shot, he's going for the shot. We saw a few pulls yesterday where he got just went on the back foot, just pulled it along the ground, which is really important, which shows that you're in complete control in playing the shot. So I'm really expecting a steady knock from him, just playing according to the situation, and also considering the fact that you have somebody like Virat Kohli on the other side who will always be in the limelight. Irrespective of whether he's scoring or not, he will always garner most of the spotlight. So along with that, Rahane can just go about doing his normal business, rotating strike. Both of them understand each other really well. Both of them are really good running runners between the wickets. So that will obviously help when you complement each other.
Rightly put there, Rishabh. But also, when the focus on yesterday, a focus point was Tim Southey, wherein which we spoke about him not being in the best of forms and rhythms. But the spell that he bowled to Kohli and Rahane, he almost got both of them out.
Yes, that is. I mean, in the last 2 3 years, he's developed a new variation, if I can say so. He's predominantly a bowler who bowls the away swinger, so from it just leaves the right hander. But if you see yesterday, also he tried it on Rohit Sharma as well, where suddenly one ball he will just go wide of the crease and it will just come in, or even if it doesn't come in, it will hold its line. And that's again a vicious delivery to have because when batsmen are playing for the away swinger, if one doesn't swing, and that a degree of turn, that degree of swing which you get in England conditions is quite a lot. So it's enough to just beat the bat and get hit on the pads or go through the gap
Yeah.
between bat and pad. So obviously, it's just about the day. I feel you never know. Today he might just come in and run through the Indian batting order. You never know. I mean, you would wish it doesn't happen, but there's always a possibility considering the the caliber which the bowler possesses.
Right. So we also have spoken about the trajectory and the ball being outside off stump only for the right-handed. Now the next three batsmen for India have two left-handed batsmen, Pant and Jadeja. The focus point as a captain is to have your bowlers set, and there's a field that's given and everyone's focusing. But when a left-handed batsman, a southpaw, walks in, there's a complete change. The slip cordon half has to shift, and the rotation of the strike kind of irritates and bothers the opposition's captain.
Yes, definitely. And more than that, if I can say so, you consider the nature of these two batsmen. These are naturally aggressive players. So
Yeah,
you mentioned about the trajectory and the line. If you see till now, New Zealand have been bowling on the fourth stump line most of their
yeah,
deliveries, wherein they are making the batsman play. They are not allowing them to leave the deliveries that easily. They are making the batsman play, and if you have got your eye in, then you can take the decision. But these guys, because of their aggressive nature, these guys won't fear on playing the balls. So if it's there in their zone, they would definitely go for their shot. So again, that would be a big change as to whether they decide to go more wider outside their off stump so that they get more deliveries to
yeah,
leave. Because if they bowl in their zone, more often than not, they will go for their shots without worrying about whether the ball is swinging or not. And considering the way Jadeja and Pant plays, they clear the boundaries easily. So even the wet
yeah,
outfield won't make a difference because the ball will directly land on the other side of the boundary. So that's something definitely it will make a difference. We have two left-handers in after this. That's Pant and Jadeja. So maybe if Kohli or Rahane, one of them sticks around again, it will be that right hand, left hand combination, which definitely none of the fielding sides like because, like you said,
yeah,
the slip cord and everything changes. But
yeah.
most importantly, it will be the aggressive nature which these guys to come in with as compared to the other batsmen.
Also, Rushabh, when we talk about the aggression from the left-handers, we've got a very surgical type of a player, which is Ashwin. The way he occupies the crease, the time he spends, he's got a very strong technique, hasn't he?
Yes, he is. I mean, he initially started off as a opener for Tamil Nadu in age group cricket. So, that really shows that if he's opening at that level, he definitely has got fair bit of technique. So I never considered to be him as a tail ender. I always thought he's a proper batsman. It's just because that he bowls well, he's slated down the order. And he can definitely play. We have seen him in the recently concluded England series. It was a ranked turn at Chennai. He still got 100. So he can play in these situations. It's just about getting in that zone, staying in there, and playing to the situation. If he has somebody like a Pant or Jadeja with him, he does not need to take the pressure of scoring runs because the runs will automatically come from there. He just needs to stand there and compliment them and just be around with them, just so that they have that confidence that I have a specialist batsman along with me. I think that's something which will be Ashwin's role. If he stands there, runs will definitely come because again, he's one of those fearless guys. If he gets his eye in, he's not afraid to play his shots. They will all be classical shots. They would be all those good cover drives and short arm jabs and all, but he will definitely
Yeah,
play them. So if he stands there, runs will come. And more importantly, it will be for him to just be there and spend as much time as possible in the middle.
yeah, yeah. As a Williamson now, the opposition's captain, his go-to bowlers are a Bolt, a Wagner, a Southey. What if you and also Neil? I'm sorry, Kyle Jamieson. So these four bowlers that he has, and a bit of medium pace from the Grand Home. These five bowlers that he has in his armory. Whom do you think he's going to bank on today for delivering the most?
Uh, I think it will be Neil Wagner, considering he's somebody who can bounce the ball a lot more as compared to the others. He can bowl short deliveries consistently in the span of 1 over. And that's
Yeah,
something which I will look at because, yes, the ball is swinging. But again, if you look at it, we are in the 65th over, 66th over now. So again, the new
yeah,
ball will be due in another 15. And that's a big problem because the Duke ball we have seen doesn't really swing from the start. It starts swinging after the 10-15th over. And you know that as soon as you get the new ball, it will be Tim Southee and Trent Bolt again to start. So you also need to keep in mind that you keep them fresh for the new cherry when it comes in. So
yeah,
considering that, I think Neil Wagner will start off, and I'm really looking at how he will go about, because he's got the ability to swing odd ball also. I mean, we saw how he got a wicket in the yesterday. He did
yeah,
swing, he can swing the ball, but more often than not, it's his decisiveness with the bounce he gets, which gets him a lot of wickets. So that's something I'm looking at. Also, maybe if I have somebody like a Jadeja and Pant in, I would be really tempted to go for a spinner. And since I don't have any, Williamson is one person who can just roll his arm over. He's a part-time bowler. So I
Yeah.
would just try, if I'm a Williamson, I would just use myself for maybe a 1-2 over just to see if the ball is gripping, whether it's turning or no. And if you get somebody like Williamson, or definitely Pant and Jadeja will try to attack them. That creates that many chances of getting a wicket. So that's also something which will be on my mind in case I'm a Williamson.
Perfect. Rightly put. A lot of ups and downs in the captain's mind, very few expressions on the face. That's how Williamson works. Talking about India, when it comes to the bowling department, uh, it's quite possible that India gets bowled out today, and the bowlers for India get a chance to crack at against the New Zealand batsmen. And before we start off with the Indian bowlers, the importance of Convoy, the art that he's just brought in recently at the international circuit of scoring runs with resilience and being very patient, and facing a Jimmy Anderson on his debut in Lords, doing fantastically well. So a lot of expectations off of him as well.
Yes, they are. I mean, considering the run of form he is in currently, definitely New Zealand would be expecting him to start in in a brilliant way for them. I mean, if he bats well, definitely gives them that head start which is required, and you have then the likes of Williams and Ross Taylor to follow. So definitely a lot will depend on him how he goes about. Considering he scored a 200 on debut at Lords, and he's played some good fast bowlers. But having said that, the set of bowlers he's facing today, he has never faced them. He will be facing them for the first time, and there are a lot of ifs and buts in mind when you're facing a bowler for the first time, because you have no idea how he bowls. What you have seen them bowl is just from your analyst on a video screen, but haven't played them actually. So that's something which goes on to your mind as a player on how should I go about playing them, or because you have no experience playing against them. So that's something which will be there. But like I said, confidence does wonders, and he's coming with a rich confidence and high on confidence with the amount of runs he scored previously. So definitely he would want to capitalize on that.
Rightly said, a Convoy, rich form. He's done well against the best away from home. So I'm sure he's very high on confidence for starters. But today he's up against a Bumrah, and then also a Shami, and then there's a Sharma. The bowlers that I've just spoken about are all very different from one another. So every over when you're trying to face the ball, you kind of will take a couple of overs to settle down and understand the Bumrah's action for starters. So all of this that he's up against is a large variety of cricketers from different parts of India come together playing under one wing.
Yes, that's something which you get when you're always playing against India. You get a rich variety in terms of the pace and the action as well as the ability. And also we spoke about three fast bowlers, but also something which will be on his mind are the two spinners which India have, the liberty which India have to anytime just get in a Jadeja or an Ashwin. And talking about pacers, you rightly put that all of them are a bit different, especially Bumrah with this slingshot action, if I can say so. It's going to be very deceptive. It's going to be really difficult on how to counter him. Also, talking about Ishant Sharma, he's a brilliant bowler, in-swing bowler to the right-hander. So considering Devon Conway, the ball will leave him. And
Yeah.
yesterday we spoke about how good the Indian slip cordon has been. So Ishant Sharma will be really happy to bowl to Devon Conway, where knowing that he's got such a good slip cordon and he's got the ability to move the ball away from the left-hander. So again, that would be one worry, wherein even if Devon Conway decides to push at a ball, there's more probability of the ball going to the slip cordon and it being caught than it going maybe from a gap to a boundary. So that's something which will definitely play in his mind. Variety, yes, Shami, again, like I said, he's somebody, if I can compare to from the New Zealand camp, he's somebody like a Neil Wagner who bowls really well more with the old ball. So that's again an additional advantage which India has. Once you get your new bowlers out, first change definitely Shami will come. But as the ball gets old and it starts to swing more, you have somebody Shami who knows to control that swing really well and uses the pace to his advantage. And he's got a surprise short delivery. He's a very skiddy customer, but he's somebody who can bowl the short delivery and surprise you because it gets to you very quickly than you anticipate. And that's something we enjoy as Indians, being the rich variety and the traditions which we have.
Also a competition that has excited a lot of cricketers in the past and the audiences is an Ishant Sharma versus an Alistair Cook. The outswingers that used to generate from round the wicket is something that even is a very big success mantra for Stuart Broad against the left-handers. We saw that in the Ashes when he was up against David Warner. So, that competition of Ishan Sharma versus a Conway, also a Tom Latham, is going to be very exciting, isn't it?
It is. I mean, like I said, Ishant Sharma coming with 100 plus test matches under his belt. You can just imagine what amount of experience this guy has. He's come here,
Yeah.
he's played in these conditions, he's played county cricket also. So he has
Yeah.
been around in and around this environment. He's seen much more than what other rest of the team members of India have seen England. So that somewhere works, especially when you know that you're going to be the lead bowler. Yes, Bumrah is there, but in terms of experience, he is the leader of the pack. He's somebody who opens the bowling for India. It's definite that he's going to get the new red cherry in his hand. So definitely a lot depends on him, and he knows about it. It's a good thing that from your mind when you're clear that yes, I am going to do this. This is my role, and I have to do this.
Yeah.
It definitely works. And considering in the last few years, if you see, he's never bowled long spells. He'll just come in, maybe bowl a 4 or 5 hour spell, and he'll go and take his rest. But the impact which he creates in the first 4 to 5 overs, because he's got the ability to pitch the ball in the same areas consistently, he keeps it tight. And with his ability to move the ball away from the left-hander, definitely it makes him that much more excited in bowling to Conway and a Latham, considering that there's always a chance of ball just swinging a bit more and taking the outside edge.
Nicely put there. I mean, this competition is really going to be very exciting. As a Kohli, you are very, very well aware of your opposition's captain being the main cog of the New Zealand machine, and vice versa. So, a lot of focus on dismissing Williamson as well, as early as possible.
Yes, definitely. It has to. And again, if we talk about matchups, I mean, this word has been used a lot for the last a year or so, that there are always matchups. So Ashwin has got Williamson 5 times in the last 8 innings. So again, that's something
Wow.
which will be playing in his mind as well. And considering Ashwin, he can bowl with the new ball as well. So even if the first wicket falls early and you have a Williamson coming in, Ashwin wouldn't have a problem bowling with the new ball. So Williamson will be wary of that fact that yes, they have data about which bowler I've faced well and against whom I'm a bit shaky. But it's all about confidence, and he knows how to be in this situation. Like just a year back, year and a half back, he'd been in a World Cup final. This is nothing less. I mean, this is even a bit more than a World Cup final. But yes, he's been in this final for quite a few times. He knows how to be in that and what the importance of the situation and how to play these situations. So he should bat. I mean, personally, I like Williamson a lot. I would expect a few runs from him, but not much, which would hurt India.
Nicely put. Williamson's a class apart. Hope to see his back very soon. For is what the Indian supporters pray for. So we have covered the major aspects of what is in store for today, Rushabh. Thanks a lot for your views. And if any cricket expert who would want to challenge our expert, Rushabh, we are most welcomed and open to the comments that you can add. And Rushabh, nice talking to you. Hope to catch up in the tea session and see some live action before that.
Yes,
Thank
definitely.
you for
Hope
the time,
we
Rushabh.
get to see a good Daddy 100 from Kohli or Rahane on the Father's Day occasion.
Cheers. Thank you, Rushabh.